If you're a OnePlus fan, perhaps you've already heard about the company's worst kept secret. It's gonna start making cheap phones again, and that starts this summer with a phone that goes by a couple of different names, but which most people are calling the OnePlus Z. Let's take a look at what we know so far. So whether you know it as the OnePlus Z, the OnePlus 8 Lite, Nord by OnePlus, or some other name, this is OnePlus's return to the affordable flagship space. It's a counterpoint to the necessary evil of rising phone prices at the very high end, and sort of a return to the kind of product that made OnePlus popular to begin with. For its part, OnePlus has confirmed that it's working on a cheaper phone, and we've reported that it'll be breaking cover in India on July 10th. CAD renders of this thing have been around for a while, so let's take another look at them. The design we see here is definitely quite different to a OnePlus 8 or 8 Pro. There's a flat screen, a different front camera placement, a slightly bigger chin down below, and a squared off camera hump. And a few of those things certainly make sense for a cheaper phone. Pricing is set to start at the equivalent of just $330 US, which, when you consider you're likely getting a 90Hz display and a Snapdragon 765 inside, is a pretty aggressive price point. So this phone will apparently be the first OnePlus device to not use a Snapdragon 800 series chipset. The 765 is a leaner chip, offering performance around the level of a Snapdragon 845 with built-in 5G connectivity. Other purported specs include 6GB of base RAM, 128GB of storage, and a 6.55-inch Full HD screen, putting it close to the physical size of the regular OnePlus 8. Some trademark OnePlus features have reportedly made it across too, like 30-watt warp charging for the 4300 mAh internal battery. Camera-wise, that quad sensor array around the back should mean photography is much more than an afterthought in this phone. The main sensor is said to be a 64-megapixel unit, likely using some pixel binning magic for added clarity and low-light photography, as well as ample wiggle room for digital zoom. The other sensors are rumored to include a 16-megapixel ultra-wide, and the sensor everyone loves to hate, the 2-megapixel macro camera that might also pull double duty for depth detection. That's a solid foundation to build upon, especially when you consider the starting price in India and the fact that 765-powered phones from other brands are up to a couple $100 US more expensive. But don't necessarily expect to see the OnePlus Z in the same markets as the LG Velvet or Google Pixel 5 though. There's unfortunately no word on launch plans for this device outside of India and East Asia. So as a phone, the OnePlus Z or Nord or whatever is pretty easy to wrap your head around. It's OnePlus using its newfound scale to crush the affordable flagship segment. What's perhaps more interesting is where it sits in terms of the OnePlus brand. Despite what a few people have said, this isn't really a true sequel to the OnePlus X, which launched in 2015 with a cheaper generation-old Snapdragon 801 at the time. Trademark filings for Nord by OnePlus suggest this is the start of a new sub-brand for the company, one laser-targeted at affordability in the way that regular numbered OnePlus phones no longer are. And despite the fact that I've been calling it the OnePlus Z for most of this video, I think Nord is by far the more likely name and a much stronger brand play. A named brand conveys that much more clearly than, for example, OnePlus X2 or OnePlus Z or some other random number or letter. In any case, we'll learn more when OnePlus's Nord phone launches in India on July 10th. Hit the comments and let us know if you're looking forward to it, or if you're just hoping for a wider international launch for this phone. Be sure to subscribe for more hands-on coverage. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.